as low as I can. This guy gives me a good big push and he gets a knee inside. So very common, okay? And from here, it could be tough to get to my pass, because even if I do manage to clear this leg and pull up on his arm and slide past his legs, he always has that knee shield in place and he can always recover his guard. What I don't want is for him to hook into a reverse De La Riva and then grab my ankle, okay? Because now there's a chance he can off balance me and start spinning underneath. Okay guys, bring it in, bring it in. Let's start off. We have a partner down on the floor, okay, supine position. And very often in positions like this, you're gonna end up in situations where you have a foot inside your training partner's legs and he has a foot between yours. From here, the most common connections your training partner will make will likely be variations of De La Riva, where he goes either outside De La Riva or reverse De La Riva, okay? So from this position, I wanna try to avoid my training partner connecting to my legs, okay? In addition, I also wanna avoid my training partner getting a hold of both my legs. So I never wanna make it easy for him to access my second leg. So if the first leg is controlled, we're just gonna come out, and regardless of whether his foot's hook connected on the inside or on the outside, we're just gonna take our two hands and we're gonna go as close to the ankle as possible with our thumbs on the inside, and we're just gonna push our training partner's feet down and point him out in this direction. Right when I point his knees away, I'm gonna start walking my foot. Right now, my knee and my foot are close to my partner's hips. I wanna start walking it out to the knee, okay? And I wanna pinch my knee inwards here. So when I have my hand here and I have my knee out towards his knee, when he tries to reconnect that De La Riva, it's tough. Now from here, my knee comes close to my elbow comes close to my knee, and I make a grip on my partner's collar up by the shoulder line, and I pull my training partner's shoulder slightly off the floor. Second hand comes inside the knee, and I open my partner's knee. As I open my partner's knee, I lean into my partner, and I just walk across to this position here. I push his knee to the floor. What I don't want is for him to hook into a reverse De La Riva and then grab my ankle, okay? Because now there's a chance he can off balance me and start spinning underneath, okay? So when we walk across, I was in this position here. I had the shoulder. We make sure that we push the knee down, and I get my elbow and my shoulder inside my partner's knee. Right when I get to this position, my legs based out wide, my head's crowding my partner's head. So he's gonna look to start pushing on my chest here to start framing and keeping me away. The second he puts hands on me here, we just come in and we grip as best we can down by the shoulder. So I pull up on my partner's near shoulder and I touch my knee down on the floor. Try to avoid sliding out in this position. Just put your knee on the floor, curl your foot out, and from there we go hip to hip, elbow touches the floor, we drive the knees away, and we get to our pass. All right, let's try it. Okay guys, bring it in, bring it in. So most common counter to this, or I guess most common response that you'll end up in when you're in these knee cut style passes, is your training partner taking a knee shield. So no matter how good a job I do of going in, getting my elbow and knee very tight and staying as low as I can, this guy gives me a good big push and he gets a knee inside. So very common, okay? And from here, it could be tough to get to my pass, because even if I do manage to clear this leg and pull up on his arm and slide past his legs, he always has that knee shield in place and he can always recover his guard. Once I get into this position, I want to take my partner's knees. They're currently pointed at me. I want to point them up to the ceiling. So we're just going to post inside my partner's shoulder with the palm of our hand. We're going to pull up on the shoulder with the other hand. So we push and pull to flatten them out. And I take my knee right to the center of my partner's belly. Right from this position here, okay, we take our elbow back inside, and then from here, we bring it back into this position. So I got my elbow back to the inside. From here, as always, he's gonna look to push on me. I'm gonna look to slide and drive my knee to the floor. Now, very common from here. Once I touch my knee on the floor, I'm very, very close to passing, okay, especially once my elbow's inside. So very common from here is he'll go to latch onto my ankle with his feet. He goes and he locks his like a triangle around my legs. Good. So from here, I can't get my leg out. Try to avoid sliding through like this, okay? So instead, we just flatten them out. We push on the knees, clear the leg, go hip to hip, and then from there we get to our pass, all right? All right, guys, good. So now, this time, we hit our knee cut, regardless of whether or not we did it by clearing the knee shield or we just hit it the conventional way. Once we got everything on the inside, we had a hold of this collar, he posts on me, and we drive our knee down to the mat. Once I drive my knee to the mat, it's gonna be hard for him to recover here, so just take your time until you can eventually curl your foot out. Once I curl my foot out and I start going hip to hip, when I get here, and I'm hip to hip and I'm driving his knees away from me, he can't knee elbow escape, okay? Every time he tries to knee elbow escape, I just run his knees away from the body, and then from here I cover the hips. So his other option to avoid me pinning him down is going to be to turn away from me. So very common, they'll go and they'll turn away. When we have this grip on the collar, okay, this offers me a ton of control, okay, because when my partner turns away, it basically gives me a one-handed seatbelt, okay? I don't need to connect my hands because I have the lapel controlling my training partner's opposite shoulder. So I have a seatbelt essentially, but I only have it with one hand, so I have a free hand. So right from this position, what we're gonna look to do is my training partner is gonna wanna turtle to his knees. Right when he goes to turtle, I'm gonna weigh on my training partner's hip, okay? So that when he tries to turtle, it's tough for him to do it with his knee to his chest. So he has to scissor the legs. And then once he scissors the legs, he can turtle. So go back a half step. So we're gonna weigh in on the hips, and as I feel my training partner start to turtle, we're just gonna take our knee to his hip. As he scissors his legs and goes to turtle, I'm just gonna ride that motion, and he's gonna carry me up with the seatbelt and with my knee on the hip, and we're just gonna float that hook right in. Right as we float that knee hook in, we hook into this leg, we catch our seatbelt, we drive off the left foot, so our left foot digs into the floor, and we just roll our partner, pull that hook in, throw in the second hook, and now we're ready to go into all of our attacks from there. All right, let's try it.